Hello, chess friends. We are streaming Bughouse World Championship, the final arena, arena number 8 in the open section. Arena number 7, I tried to stream. Unfortunately, it was canceled because not enough people showed up. It required at least 4 teams to play to start that arena. We didn't have. Because Arena 7 was canceled, organizers have to figure out what to do about that. And I think the general consensus is instead of holding an arena at a later time, what we're going to do instead is take the 5th place finishers from some of the prior arenas. Um, so this is the last arena, final chance to qualify for the open section. So for those who don't know, so this is Bughouse. This is the World Championship of Bughouse online. We've been running this tournament for, I think this is the 5th year now, if I recall correctly. I think there's been 4 before this. And there are 2 sections. There is an open section open to anyone of any rating, and there is a challenger section open to people with a rating under 2200. In this case, a best rating under 2200. Graf has a pretty nice attack on Horko. Horko needs to be careful. If it were Graf's move, then he would have mate here. Pawn takes pawn would lead to mate. Horko's going to try to get an attack of his own, but I don't think there's going to be enough here. Bishop would be good for defense, though. Bishop at e4. Oh, wow. Okay. And now a knight mates for Horko. In fact, he might not need a knight because he has pawn takes, pawn, and then queen in, I guess. Nice mate by Horko. Yeah, I thought Horko was losing and suddenly he was winning. So great job. So anyway, we have 2 sections, challenge in the open section. In each section, we have 8 qualifying arenas. And the the top 4 teams of each arena qualify and are sent to a group stage with 4 groups, 4 teams in each group, which play round robin. Zizon doesn't seem to be getting a game. All right, let's check out this team. Dancing Pawn and Ja. They're playing a team of Manukayan and Kalganoglu 0306. So anyway, the top 2 finishers from each group, and again, each group has 4 teams, so basically the top 2 of 4, the top half of each group, will progress to a single elimination. I think it's single elimination, though it might be double elimination, ladder tournament. So this is a long tournament, which typically lasts about, well, 2.5 to 3 months. So we're going to see how it goes. We usually give each group 1 week to schedule each of their matches, and then the ladder phase 1 week for each match. So the team we watched initially of Horko and Zizon, I'm not sure what's going on, whether they're not getting a game. Although Horko and Zizon have already qualified previously, I believe, with different partners. So I don't think they're going to qualify together. A lot of these other teams seem to have one strong partner and one not so strong partner. Oh, okay, that seems like a free rook. So we'll see how they do in the next stage of the tournament. So knight mates, knight check, pawn check, and then promote. Queen also mates. Dancing pawn is uptime on Terra 87. He's not going to move until Terra 87 moves. Because basically he wants to give Ja a chance to get safe. I think he could just... No, I guess this bishop is covered. Knight check is still a thing. There's no immediate knight. We might see bishop out to pin this knight. Oh, that was discovered check. Very nice by Ja. Now he's covered. I think you can just take that pawn. Okay, he's gonna do the queen trade instead. And if pawn takes rook, you can take back. Ja doing a great job continuing the attack. It's gonna come down to a flag battle. Unfortunately, Dancing Pawn has given up some pieces. Which is going to make Ja's job a little bit harder. And Dancing Pawn runs out of time. So we're playing a team from Armenia here. Simon and Norik. I don't think Simon and Norik have qualified yet. At least in the open section. Keep in mind there's a challenger section as well. They may have qualified in that section, I'm not sure. As far as I know, it's possible to play in both sections at the same time. And indeed, our immediate past world champion in chess, Ding Liren, has been playing in the Bughouse World Championship and has qualified in both sections. Dancing Pawn on the attack. I think this queen's going to be sacked. Now, with queen check, there's probably going to be a mate here. With queen check, king has to come up. Knight check, I guess. Oh, okay, he's going to utilize the bishop. Oh, knight takes is a good move, though. And now he loses the initiative. Yeah, I think knight at f4 was much better there. So if he takes this knight, we're going to see queen in. King takes knight. Some of these squares are covered, so it's not immediate death. But definitely not a great idea to lose the initiative. I don't think I land on c7 here. So Simon is going to need to keep check. One possibility is knight check first. Bishop takes, because he can't just move over to be mate. And then after that, the pawn takes. And then queen takes bishop. Would continue initiative. Here, I think he's going to run out of initiative. So I think this was a blunder. He could try bishop check, which looks like he's going to do, but I don't think it's going to lead anywhere. He's going to have to sack his queen. He has to keep check, so he has to sack his queen. Queen check, pawn in, maybe. And then knight check if he takes. I mean, you have to sack. There's no choice here. Pawn to e6. You can't take the pawn. Oh, knight check. Now he wins. And now 2 pawns down here, mate. So Simon should have mate at this point. And Ja has mate as well. Anything lands here, then you have a knight check. And then the queen can take. So mate on both boards. Um, but here Dancing Pawn is up on time, so he's going to stall, and his partner's going to mate. That was a clutch mate on the right board. Against the left board, it was over. So here we're watching Dancing Pawn and Shaw playing RPA and Gold Collector. This arena is gonna last an hour and a half, so still plenty of time. Even if someone joins late, they still have good chances to qualify. Dancing Pawn on the attack, another knight with mate, with knight at h6. Now we can take that. A knight is still good. And all of a sudden, Harpy J is safe. Queen trade on offer. I think. Ooh, wow. Not so sure about that, as the knight defends this pawn. I think Jia had better. Does this mate? Maybe it mates. You can't go back or it's mate, so you have to take the knight. A bishop would mate. Does he have mate without a bishop? I guess now queen in, rook in. Queen at f2, rook at g3. Looks like he's gonna get mate here. What's the time like? Dancing pawn can stall. He is up time on the diagonal clock, and he should stall because it's looking kind of dangerous here. He's not mated in one, like he could go king c3, but it's not looking pleasant. So this looks like mate in 3. Is there mate in 2? I guess there's mate in 2 if you just drop a pawn then. Alright, let's check the stand-ins. So Terra 87 and Zemesh just got off of a streak, but they're currently winning. Looks like we have a Grandmaster playing in here. I wonder who Lady's Bug's partner is. Let's check out her game. Ladybug is partnered with Mazzarioli. She partnered with the previous arena. Ladybug is mated here though. Alright, so here we see the Grandmaster. Astrayangor and Graph 787. Astrayangor. Oh, I'm sorry. He is not. This guy's not a Grandmaster, he's a Candidate Master. The G looks a lot like a C. Was that the Grandmaster I was looking at, or is there another guy in here? Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess there's no GM in this tournament right now. There's a Candidate Master. These guys both have no flag, which gives me the suspicion that they are from Russia. Chess.com, as a protest against the Vietnam War. Not the Viet, I'm sorry, the Ukraine War. It was a protest against the Ukraine War because many of their software developers are from Ukraine. They've basically blocked players from Russia. So in order to get to chess.com from Russia, I believe you need to use a VPN to pretend you're not from Russia, and you're not allowed to use a Russian flag in your profile. So getting this bishop is helpful because it helps the rook guard the back rank, but gotta watch out for the mate. So Ladybug got mated there. All right, who do we want to watch? Maybe we want to watch this Armenian team. So Armenia has a rich tradition from chess. Our friend Cha Cha Chess is from Armenia. Um, Grandmaster Levin Aronian, originally from Armenia. I like this bishop move a lot. So a defense would be bishop check to defend the queen, and then just pawn takes knight. I guess another bishop, even better defense would have been pawn check to disconnect the queen. But this works okay, at least you're alive. Now, I think you probably want to sack here. And then you gotta get a little bit safer. Eventually this bishop wants to come out so the rook can defend. Now you're worried about queen coming down. This seems reasonable. Okay. And now we gotta get something in here. Probably gonna take this. Oh wow, he doesn't. You could just drop a pawn here, I think. This pawn at e7. And hope that a rook oh, now that a rook has come. Now you can't drop a pawn there. That's mate. You probably needed rook at e7 in order to defend that. Terra 87 and Zeminish doing very good at this arena. So they're currently the top team. What happened to Firefly? Maybe he dropped out of the tournament. Looks like he and Horko just played one game and left, which was at least helpful for making sure that the tournament continued. So thank you for that. Um, we'll watch Ladybug again. So as I mentioned earlier, this is arena number 8, 8 of 8, the last arena for the open section. Arena number 7 did not run. It was canceled because not enough players were playing initially. So chess.com automatically cancels arenas when there are less than 4 people in them, or less than 4 teams in the case of Bughouse. So unfortunately, there were less than 4 teams at the scheduled start of the arena, and therefore the arena did not run. Mazzarioli, like a pawn check is going to be pretty good. Knight check is pretty good as well. Knight at c3, he's going to do the knight check. Now you got to watch out for knight check here. I imagine Mazzarioli is going to check a few times and then eventually defend. So knight check. Whoa, we did it. Knight check. Knight check probably would have made it with king up. Well, I guess this was cut off. I didn't see this pawn was cut off. So maybe it wouldn't have made it. So threatening queen in the back, which would lead to mate. Rook back here, definitely the move. Okay, now pawn check is very good. He's down time though. He can't get this pawn he wants. He's going to continue moving. Oh wow, he gets in here. Now pawn mates. Rook in. Still close to mate. Not quite there. Like a pawn would have made it earlier for Mazzarioli. Um, Unfortunately, they were down time, so he couldn't get it. Oh, Jenny Noob says that she got Saizan and Horker to join so it wouldn't cancel. Yeah, that was awfully nice of them. All right, let's watch Terra 87 a bit here. So the question is, does Manukayan get a queen? And he does. That was immediate mate. So he missed that he was getting that. Ooh, I don't think you could go that way. I think you had to go the other way. Pawn check, and then promote is going to lead to mate. New knight in, checkmate in one. It seems like Terra 87 keeps getting on a long streak, and then as soon as I watch him, the streak ends. So sorry to Terra 87. I seem to be cursing his run here. All right, let's check out graph. Wow, queen sack on the right board. And unfortunately, the king's bishop is not developed. This is why it's so important to develop the king's bishop. It gives the king some luff squares. Without those luff squares, we see this king is going to be mated in short order by only a few diagonal pieces. Pawn check, knight check. And it's not quite mate, but you could take a queen for free. And if the king takes, like another knight can come in. I don't think you can take this. And his king is very safe. I like this move. I'll just take the pawn. And he's castling. The king is very safe. And he still has an attack on black. So Harpia J has a great position. His partner, not so much. Gold Collector is in trouble. In a lot of trouble, actually. A rook in mates. So he moved a little too quickly there. He got the rook. But very hard for... Oh, this is a nice defense, actually. Maybe Gold Collector will survive. He probably wants a bishop to cut this rook off. The problem is he only has a pawn to drop, so he can't drop anything on the last rank. Plays king up. That might survive for a few moves. Now he has no blockers, so even if king up, there's going to be... Okay, but there was mate on the right board, which we expected to happen eventually. Because again, it's much easier to sack on players. The sack just works when you don't develop your king's bishop. We're looking at Terra 87 and Zmenish versus Gold Collector and Harpia J. Not sure what the point of this bishop move was. That seems... Well, I guess this was defend this pawn. Never mind. It was not a pointless move. But it wasn't a very aggressive move. It's far away from the king. Ooh, knight is good for Harpia J. I like this bishop move too. Nicely done. And I would probably just take this. Could also sack your queen. A lot of possibilities for Harpia J. He's just going to get the rook involved. That's reasonable too. I'm not so sure about retreating that queen there. And by the way, knight check was a lot better, as he could have taken the queen with tempo. Now a rook would be okay. Not waiting for stuff. Hey, Sadly. Welcome in. So I think you take one of these things if you're black. Just revealing the rook for some shenanigans. Knight doesn't quite mate. Even two knights doesn't mate, as there are many defenses here. Oh, but a rook mates here. And he's up time. Harpy J should for sure wait for the rook. He's going to be able to force a rook. No way Terra 87 can stop the rook from coming. Harpy J says, I have to go. Sorry. He's trying to hold the rook as long as possible, but not going to be possible for too much longer. And there's the rook for Harpy J. Nice coordination there. Terra 87 doing a good job developing. All these players have nice development. Simon, I don't really like what he's doing. To develop pieces rather than pushing pawns. But he's not getting punished for it so far. Terra 87 even getting his rook involved. I probably would have played rook takes bishop there. But he's just castling. Terra 87 up about 10 seconds. We continue to find moves. Time lead is continuing as there's a double sit from the Armenians. Double sit means two players on the same team stalling at the same time. Not a good strategy. So we need to watch out for pawn at d7. This seems reasonable. Pawn at f5 might have been a little better. This is fine. Diminish. I don't like this sack. That gives a free knight to Norik and doesn't seem to have a follow-up. That just hangs a pawn. Yeah, I don't like these moves by Diminish at all. He's taken what used to be a very good position and is becoming a very bad position. He just hung another pawn. He sacks his queen. He gets two pieces for it at least, but this is going to be tough to defend. Yeah, this looks over. Simon has a great position. Simon is a FIDE master. He's not going to miss tactics like this. The one thing they have going for them, though, is their uptime. So Norik may well run out of time, probably will, in fact. As much as Simon has been dominating, there's just not going to be enough time for Norik. And he ran out of time, even as there was a Lumen mate for Simon. Let's see, was there mate here? King over, maybe queen down, king up. I guess not quite mate. If he had a bishop, it would have been mate. Bishop check, just to cut off this diagonal, and then queen down. What else could he have done? Actually, knight check would have been good. So king over, knight check. Knight takes, queen down. So there was mate. Yeah, so knight at h7 was the move next, which led to checkmate. So Simon had mate in two here, but his partner ran out of time. All right, is there a game we can watch here? Let's check out graph. Hey, Illustrac. Yeah, this is the very last arena. There's still time to find a partner and join. This is the open section. All of the challenger arenas are now over, though. Miss Arioli trying to win at chess. Ladybug is mated over there. Like mated in one move. And moved when she was down time. There just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Now we get to see Graf play the Armenian team again. And I've been impressed with the FM Simon 1986. Norik, unfortunately, needs to step up the speed, which I know is tough. Just he's playing at 2200 and Graf is pretty fast, but he just can't get down 30 seconds. So defending this weak square, immediately we attack a different square. I like the tenacity of Simon here. The problem again is time. So Graf is up about 12 seconds already. And as long as he continues making solid moves. Okay, now trying to tempo the queen. That's going to be a free pawn. Well, I don't like knight takes there. I think new knight at c5 was better. Oh, this is okay though. The queen's getting involved. So if queen takes, there's knight check. Now a bishop would be quite good. Oh, this is very good as well. He may be running out of things to do though. I think he should have put the queen here to help defend. I don't think this dark square was a good idea. Because eventually he's going to have to defend, and this may be an undefendable position without an extra piece to help out. So yeah, this is mate immediately with pawn at g2. The queen covers this square. So nice mate by Norik. Simon needs to survive. He needs to live for 24 seconds. That should be doable. By the way, we could just take this knight. We do. Making up some time. Needs to make up 8 more seconds though, without getting mated. Roll out moves. Down to 4 seconds. 1. Gotta make some pre-moves. That was super close. So we see that time advantage comes into play again. Graf mated in 1. And his partner clutched it as they were up time. Oh, Kill Strike, I see. Kept the other tournament from closing. Yeah, it just didn't work out as far as timing. Oh, here we have a guy from Australia. 2100. Can we check out his games? Oh, we have Alt 19 involved here. I don't think Alt 19 is qualified yet. So this is another chance to do so. Unfortunately, Alt 19 never seems to like prearrange a partner. I don't think he knows very many people. Alt 19 is a streamer. He is Mind Sport Glasses. So definitely check him out. By the way, Illustrak is a streamer as well. Who's in the chat here? I should shout out Illustrak. Let's shout out Illustrak before we forget. So both Illustrak and Mindsport Glasses also play 4-player chess. It was good to see more in the variants community. Mindsport Glasses, in other words, Alt-19, has previously qualified for the 4PC World Championships, specifically in FFA. I think he's better in FFA than teams. But he's qualified for the World Championships a few times. I think his maximum finish was second place, maybe third place, something like that. Okay, can we take this? This is very interesting. Trying to deflect the queen. Don't think this is going to be enough. Alt-19 doing a pretty good job defending here. I don't think there's mate for MRT. I like Hectomatum. Alt-19 seems safe. His main problem is time here, though. Oh, this knight move is pretty good. I guess it does lose a piece, but it at least continued the attack for a bit. Alt-19 has some extra pieces to play with, and he's going to take advantage of them. That's a free bishop. Knight at h6 might have been even better than taking the free bishop, to be honest. And this is mate. That's checkmate by Alt-19. What was happening on the other board? I guess you could have taken this, but his partner was down to 0.4 seconds. So clutch mate from Alt-19. Emerty should have stalled instead of playing the last move. And with 10 seconds to 0.4, Manukayan for sure would have flagged there. All right, I don't see many games going on. All right, now we have some games. Let's check out Graph. So the Russian team playing against the Armenian team. Hey, Mindsport Glasses. Good luck to you. Yeah, clutch win last game. Yeah. Mindsport, what do you mean horrendous play? Mindsport Glasses, you just got a checkmate when your partner had 0.4 seconds. That's amazing. So great job on that. Yeah, Mindsport Glasses, this is the very last arena. So last chance to qualify. So the candidate master get in aggressive. I think we take this knight here. This is an interesting move. Knight is pinned. So he gets a queen out of that. I still think we take this knight. Ooh, I don't like the pawn push though. Although he is continuing to make quick moves, so that's good at least. Knight check, I assume. This knight check could be good as well. So it was a win on time. Norik has flagged. We see the speed again. Graph pretty often seems to get in losing positions, but be up enough time that his opponent's flag. Let's see who we can watch. Let's watch Terra 87. See what he's up to. Okay, that's not working. We'll watch Graph again. Graph currently winning the arena. Second place, we have Harpia J and Gold Collector. I think you take c3 to undermine that pawn structure. You can take this. Okay, that's a little bit adventurous. I think taking was better, but I do like stepping down. Like, yeah, I would take and then step down. All right, new knight in. He doesn't have a knight. All right, so you got to watch out for knight at e6 now. You could just drop a pawn at f7 for safety. Sometimes discretion, the better part of valor. Oh, I don't think there's time for this. Knight's going to come in. We can take this with check. And then get something on e6. There's a knight-knight thing, maybe. Knight at g6, knight at h7. Not looking too pretty. Oh, I like this pawn move. It deflects the scary piece. Yeah, this is mate now. Knight at h7, then pawn at f7 is mate. Because he no longer has the left square of e7. So before he had to play king takes, bishop takes is not a viable move. The Russian team up a little bit of time, but I don't think it's going to be enough. This king is far away from the queens. Too safe. And when you get these positions where a team is mated in one, the team that has the mate gets to move at their leisure, and the team that needs the clutch mate on the other board, they have to like pre-move all their moves. So very often the team that has to pre-move, unfortunately, drops a few pieces in the process. What time is it where you are now? For me, it is 5:40 a.m. I'm in U.S. Central Time. So I had to set an alarm for this. And in fact, the very end of this arena is when I normally would have to wake up to go to my job. So I just woke up early. Oh, my support classes ask, can I see the list of qualified players? Yes. Let me try to get that information for you. Um, I believe it is listed on the appropriate club. There's a post by Midnight Fox about that, which I think he has been updated. Um, let me put it in the chat here. Now, because of the arena, which did not happen, arena number 7, I think what is going to be done, rather than holding an additional arena at a later time, I think we're going to take some of the players, and by the way, pawn check, queen check, and we take this queen. So I don't think we can just win a queen here. White's attack is faster. So I don't think there's going to be another arena. Instead, we're going to take some of the 5th place finishers from previous arenas. Now you can take with queen or... Oh, checkmate here. Graf did him a nice job waiting for the feed, and he got what he needed. go to job. Yeah, I'm a teacher at a community college. Um, so I have to teach an 8 a.m. class. Usually I get up at 6:30. I try to be out the door by 7. Uh, my community college is maybe 15 minutes away. So I get into my classroom by 7:20, 7:25. Um, and then I prep a little once I'm there. Graf is speaking in Russian, maybe telling his partner something. All right, who do we want to watch? Let's watch MRT again. Someone's trying to match me. Well, let me deal with this first. Let's check out Ladybug. I keep clicking these games and they don't pull up. Okay, so we're gonna check out C Rotor and Emerly or MRT. Someone matched me to 10-minute chess. We're gonna go to his profile. I'm gonna go ahead and block him, and we'll decline the match request. I'll go die in a fire. Okay, so queen would mate for Terra 87. I don't think a queen is forthcoming. Diminish had the queen threat. Knight now covers. He's trying to get this knight away so Diminish can mate. Knight defends. Oh, by the way, knight mates for MRT. Knight at b7. I don't see any knights on the board, so that's not a thing right now. This should be mate. Oh, he missed a mate before. If he played queen at h1 first to magnet the king, then the second move, queen at h2, that would have been mate. I think you could play pawn takes. Pawn takes, and if queen takes, then you get, oh, that, maybe this works. Okay, I guess that mates. That works too. No complaints, he found mate. We're gonna see a sack here. Apparently not. This is a terrible sack. It's well defended. So he wants a knight for g1. Probably bishop check, then knight check. Gonna lead to some good outcomes. But he's down 6 seconds, so he's not gonna get the knight. Link to the tourney doesn't work. Well, you need to join the group before you can participate. So the group you need to join is the open group. Let me get you the link to the open club. I'm sorry. Let me get you the link to the club. So you have to join this club. After you join the club, the link to the arena ought to work. At least this worked for a lot of other people. Okay. This should be mate. You can promote to knight and then pawn in. The knight did finally come. And Ziminish will be mated. Some nice coordination by Graf and his partner. Now the Terra 87 team is playing against the Armenians. And already we see a time advantage starting for the Terra 87 team. Well, it's not as much now as it used to be. But I think that's the biggest hole in the game of these Armenians. They need to play a little bit faster. Which really comes with experience. I mean, these are 1600s playing against a 2200. So you wouldn't expect them to be as fast anyway. Alright, bishop in, maybe wins a queen. Bishop at g4. I don't know what this queen move is about. I mean, maybe he can grab some pawns, but seems like an extremely bad move. This queen is very misplaced. Now it comes back to home. So maybe he just felt he had to move somewhere. You could lift the rook. Oh, I don't like this move. This loses a pawn. When Simon sees a free pawn, he takes it. Knight check and then knight back could be good to temper the queen. I guess you could just drop the knight immediately. Yeah, knight immediately is fine too. You might see something land on d7, like a pawn. No, he tries to save his queen, which I don't think is a good idea. Diminish is going to take the initiative. Now his king is awfully safe. Simon's king not so safe. So I think this is going to be a pretty easy win for the Terra 87 team. Take this, that's a free dude. Then you can pawn check. Pawn check. And now you can win the queen. Knight takes pawn, then take the queen. Or you can wait for more material. A rook mates. I would just take the queen so you can continue moving. The queen is going to help his partner anyway. And I like bishop check. Then you can get the rook in. Rook check. I don't like this pawn move. That's a wasted move. I'm going to give Simon a little bit of time to defend. I mean, granted it is hard to defend, but he had better. This seems like a better idea. This pawn has more ideas. Now you gotta watch out for d7. So Simon could get an attack at the end, but just not enough time. Now we get to see the Russian team play against Terra 87 and Ziminish. Ziminish by Raiden seems like the weak link here. But all of these guys seem pretty fast and experienced. Maybe get one of these rooks to a better square, such as e1. Maybe rook e1 would be good. But he's also targeting this free bishop. Probably want a knight at f4. Bishop at f4 is even better, but knight at f4 just to disconnect the queen. You're threatening to undermine the position. There's the bishop, so that is helpful. Now Terra 87 on the attack. Can we take this? I think we can. Knight takes pawn. Terra 87 downtime. I guess Astrai and Gore are waiting for a rook. I like this bishop move. You could sack your knight here. Knight takes pawn. Seems good to continue the attack. I would for sure take this pawn. Then you're threatening to take the bishop. Just undermine the king's defense. But Graf is in some trouble, so maybe he's sitting for defense purposes. So he's waiting until Graf gets safer. That's a possibility. That does give Terra 87 time to plan out his moves. Knight back, I like that. Bishop check. And he moved his knight rather than dropping a new one, which retains a knight for later. He should have mate here. Knight check. Use your existing pieces when you can. That I don't like. It's still probably fine. But he's running out of pieces. wild position, and Terra 87 runs out of time. I think Terra 87 missed the mate back there. See, this knight on c2 sort of got marooned. Whenever you can, you want to use your existing pieces, because you can't necessarily get an infinite supply of pieces, especially when you're downtime. So I for sure would have brought this knight back, which would have saved his bishop for later in the attack. And I think he would have had a much more pleasant time. Alright, let's see who we can watch here. We're going to check out Ladybug's game. Mazzarioli attacking the light squares. Does rook takes work? Probably alt 19 probably consider rook takes pawn. The knight check doesn't work because knight defends g2. Or you could knight check then rook takes pawn. I don't like this pawn move. I don't think it's aggressive enough. I think he kind of let him off the hook. Maybe it'll work out though. It may transpose. So pawn takes pawn. We can't just take the rook because then queen will come in the corner. So I think knight takes pawn is fairly forced. I guess knight at h1 is a possibility, but probably we'll see. Rook takes pawn. Alt 19 suggesting some moves for his partner. He suggested knight f4, which was wise. The problem they're going to have is time. Let me unfollow. So even though alt 19 has a pretty nice position here, his partner needs to survive. They are down about 20 seconds. His partner is a national master, so that is good to see. Now this pawn is pinned, so that's a free bishop. Even a national master, I don't think is going to be able to withstand being down 2 rooks. Let's mate him 1. And he's going to flag. So good try. I was just a time problem. Mazzarioli apparently very, very fast. Alright. What team? There's not many games going on, which is a little bit weird. Usually we see a lot more games, but I guess the parents are taking some time here. Let's check out Terra 87. Oh, we came in right as there was checkmate on the Armenian team. We have several Armenians in this tournament. Maybe this is a good time of day for them, as opposed to Americans. Americans, it's somewhat of an inconvenient time. I would just take this pawn. As if you take the pawn, knight takes, king over, your king is fairly safe. Oh, I like this bishop move though. Alright, queen takes pawn for sure. I guess knight check is also a possibility. Knight check, then you really want to take this queen with check if you can. Okay. This could get awkward. Knight check. I think knight check is definitely the move. Knight check. If we take this, queen in, king down, bishop check, knight out. This is his best chance. I do like queen in. Bishop check, another possibility, but queen in just seems objectively better. Queen at d7. Oh, they're trying to get a rook. Rook would also be quite good. Okay. This probably leads to mate for white. I still like queen in. Alright, knight check, knight back, queen in. Gonna be mate. So rook check, then queen in is mate. That is not as effective, but will probably still lead to mate. Now a pawn. Okay, yeah, the rook mate's there. Nice mate by Terra87. And his partner, meanwhile, was trying to feed him more pieces. That's a nice partner. Getting him more ammunition. Let's check out Graph, see what they're doing. So this team is from Russia, although their flags don't show. It's because chess.com is big mad at Russia. So a queen would mate on the right board. He's going to continue moving. The queen's not going to come. So knight check is a possibility because you have rook takes. Oh, now knight takes rook is good. Rook takes rook. You don't have to check every move. It is also allowable to take free pieces. I don't know why he didn't take free pieces, but now with the queen back there, that would have made him safer. Without the queen, he is less safe. So now if he doesn't check, a knight can come in, and then a rook would probably mate. Has to be more careful now than before. One possibility is queen check. If something lands here, bishop takes, pawn takes, rook down. So I do like queen to c4 to continue the initiative. Namath is holding on for dear life. Okay, knight check. Maybe knight at h4. This should lead to mate. Yeah, knight at h4, and then knight... Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Mate on the right board. So I was completely dead. Pawn check, king over, rook takes rook, rook takes f1. But the right board ended before that. So Graf got bailed out by his partner. Nice attack by Azat Ryan Gore. All right, who should we check out? Is there anyone down here we haven't looked at very much? Oh, Alt 19's in a game. Let's check out this game. It is not pulling up. All right, so instead we can go back to Terra 87. And Terra 87 gets flagged by Alt 19's team. Now playing against the Armenian team. And again, I've been very impressed with the Armenian team's play. I think they're underrated for sure. However, oh, that's a free knight. That's another free pawn. But their big problem is time. And getting faster at Bughouse just comes with experience. You can't instantly find great moves with pre-move every move. So, understandable. But they have a big future ahead of them. Okay, knight check, and then a rook will mate. Terra 87, not uptime, so I guess he can't wait for the rook. So he's going to keep moving. He's maintaining this threat. Rook is going to continue to mate. Rook still mates. Now he's just going to sack. Going to try to keep up the pressure. He has a bishop battery. You don't see a bishop battery, two bishops on the same diagonal in chess very much, because you'd have to promote a bishop to do it. But it comes up a lot in Bughouse. Okay, pawn check, I assume. Oh, he has a knight. Okay, that mates. Now pawn at g7 is mate. Nice mate. So our top two teams are fairly clear. Let's see, is our number 3 team clear? Number 3, we have some disconnect because we have unpartnered players. Number 4 team seems to be Miss Jenny's team. So it looks like Miss Jenny will probably qualify from this arena. Have about 25 minutes left to go. Knight plus 2 knights and a rook would mate here, but Carl not going to wait for that. Knight wins queen. Terra 87 maybe going to wait for a knight. Knight is pinned. They're up time. Oh, did not wait for the knight, and now it no longer wins a queen. That was a bit of a failure of coordination. I think you can take this pawn, and if knight takes, maybe you just take the queen. I would just grab that queen. I'm not so sure taking that knight was good. I probably would have taken c3 instead. Continued my attack. Bishop check was better than pawn check because you can take the knight. But at least we can take this pawn. I'm not sure if there's enough time for this move. Alright, well now 2 knights mates. He's not going to wait for it. He's going to keep going. The problem is when his attack runs out, which is right now, this knight is hanging. And then the pawn will be hanging. And there's also problems on f7. So, diminish. His attack is going to crumble. His defense is going to crumble. Not going to be fun times over there. I think Nemeth should be safe. Actually, maybe 2 rooks would be bad for him, but 1 rook. Well, one rook mates. So 1 rook mates, rook at e1. Queen mates as well. No longer mates. Okay, that's defended. So rook mates for Carl. Is still defended. Terra 87 downtime. Question is, can Nemeth get a rook for his partner? That's a free rook. You can put the queen in now. With a rook. Yeah, that looks good. Carl may need to go for defense at some point. Ooh, I don't think he can survive that. Oh, there was queen in the corner, was mate immediately there. I guess this is a flag battle. And Carl runs out of time. Let's see who we can watch here. You can check out Alt 19 playing against Ladybug's team. I'm gonna briefly check Discord because I have a message somewhere. Here's my message. Okay. Ladybug has turtled up. It'd be very hard to attack her, but on the other hand, she doesn't have much of an attack herself. I think she's kind of counting on her partner to have a good chess position. Unfortunately, her partner is down pieces. So I've seen this happen quite often in Ladybug's games. Ladybug will sack pieces or lose pieces and then expect her partner to win, because her partner will be the stronger player, but makes it harder for your partner to win when they're down pieces. This is mate for Alt 19. Nice aggressive attack from Alt 19. He has mate in 1 with queen in. Gold collector uptime. Yeah, very hard to play against Alt 19. Very strong player. He finds an attack there. Let's check out the Armenian team. They're playing against Terra 87 and Zemenish. It's a free rook. I would for sure take a free rook. Okay, I like this knight move though. You can promote to knight, and this should lead to mate. Promote to knight. Bishop in, so even better than taking the free rook, as it turns out. Very nice mate from Terra 87. Now the Armenian team playing against Carl. Carl, I think, has participated in a few previous Bughouse World Championships. I'm not sure if he's already qualified with another partner or not. I think he usually plays with a German partner. And Nemeth, at least if we believe this flag, seems to be from the USA. We can take that. Nork 62. Doing okay. I think you want to put something on g4 or get a knight to win the queen. So this is a wise move because it defends f7. Now a bishop would be quite good. Queen up I don't like so much, as now diagonals can come in, like this bishop for example. Carl has a much better position. He's on the attack. I like this knight move though. Knight move tempos the queen. Someone has matched me to 5-minute unrated. So let's go over to their profile. We're going to go ahead and block this person. We'll decline the match request. Go fuck yourself. Alright, so Carl has saved his queen. And now looks like he's going to win a queen here. New pawn in. So you could knight check to try to deflect the queen. But okay, this is going to be pretty hard for Norik to defend, to be honest. So you can sack the queen. Oh, but his partner's in trouble, so he's not going to do that. I think you take this pawn. This king is not happy. Does knight check lead anywhere? This looks like a possibility. Now rook mates. So he says no queen, no rook. Nemeth up a mountain of time. So he's just going to stall. Let his partner win here. If rook takes, we have down and there's no blocker. That's going to win. This looks like a win for Carl. Pretty easy win. So all Nemeth needs to do is not move. And this is going to be mate. Nothing to block with. That's something Bughouse players often have trouble with as far as board vision, is realizing if you're uptime and you have like a chess mate, your partner can just stall and you can win at chess, so depriving them of a blocker. knight wins a queen. Or Terra 87, there's the knight. You could sack this bishop, get the king out. Terra 87 asking for trades. So he's going to continue moving because he didn't want to get down time. The queen is working defensively here. Carl says unlucky. So unlucky that the knight came when it did. So this bishop defends his pawn, also is attacking. So I like the bishop drop. So trying to set up knight at e2. Is that a free bishop? Yeah, I don't like this knight move so much. This is defended a bunch of ways. Oh, you could have taken a free pawn here. But this is fine too. Pawn seems free. This is fine too. I would sack the queen, and he does. Take this first with check. Grab the knight. I think giving up the queen is fine. I would just drop a pawn in here. Keep attacking. Okay. Knight check, maybe. There it is. So maybe he's waiting for a rook. I'm not sure. Yeah, this seems fine. Well, now a queen mates him if he takes that. Queen mates him down here too. I think you can grab this knight. So as soon as Carl runs out of checks, it's going to be good times for Terra 87 because this king is hard to defend too. This gives a few knights. There aren't many great places for a knight, so I think that's fine. Really, it's going to take a rook or queen here in order to attack. Let's take that. That's a free dude. The rook still guards the back rank. So I think Carl realizes he's completely dead. Now Carl is playing against a team from Russia. We have about 13 minutes left on this arena. Oh, I probably should find my phone because I think my alarm is going to go off at 6:30 when I'm supposed to wake up. Let me find my phone real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to turn my alarm off because we're already up. So trying to defend these squares. We can take that. We could take the knight. Oh, now we're rook mates. What are the chances of a rook coming? Not so good because he's down time. Oh yeah, queen up. This is going to be mate. This pawn check is mate. So you can take the knight. Rook is not coming. And that's a win for Team Graph. Let's see how the arena is shaping up. It looks like Zarioli and Ladybug are in clear third place. Alright, Carl's team is playing the Armenian team. Check out this game, then after this game we'll switch to watching another player. That's a free bishop. We take those. I don't like this pawn move. I think it was better to put other things there. Now you gotta watch out for this. Oh, that is not fast enough. Queen can come in at h2. Sorry, queen at h1 was gonna lead to mate without having to sack anything. This probably mates anyway, but you need to sack some pieces. I think you go up. No, you can't go up. Okay, yeah, I guess it's mate. I guess this works. This works. I just cringed because in general, I like winning without sacking pieces. It's interesting here, Gold Collector is number 1. Is he partnered with Alt 19? I guess he is. I kind of wonder how many games they've been partnered to each other. They're on an 8-game streak, so maybe been partnered for that 8 games. This knight move, you can play knight takes knight, and you should have for sure. Because now, it's a free queen, free rook. Although maybe he's safe, so I guess it's could be okay. Alt 19 looking for a way to defend. King up, I assume. Oh, that's a free queen for Graf. Alright, this is mate in 1. Nice mate for Graf. That was plus 11 for them. We finally got Alt 19 off his streak. Alright, now we're watching Alt 19 Gold Collector. Alt 19 up about 4 seconds. I like his development. He has a spatial advantage over here. Partner's doing well too. Probably play f6. Oh, now a knight is bad. Oh, I guess the queen got a free piece there. I missed that as well. Now target in h7. So Norik doing a pretty good job chessing over here. Pawn at h7 could be good for him. But like he's down time. There's a double sit going on. Still like pawn at h7, but he may just save the queen first. Alt 19 says no knight. Why? I think a knight's fine. Maybe that was earlier. I didn't see it at the time. I think you can take this knight. Queen takes knight and then pawn at f7. I would have done that for sure. But no opportunity to do that now. Pawn at a7 when he doesn't have a blocker. Crushing. Now knight check is very good. Knight check wins queen. He has the knight. Don't like this move. You could take the knight and then knight check. Pawn in. Ooh, don't like moving over. Maybe it's okay. Queen take. Or actually, there's mate. Rook check and then knight check. Rook at a8 is mate. This is not mate, but it's still a pretty good move. I don't think you can take back. If you take back, there's queen at a8, and then pawn or knight check. It's gonna win. Queen at a8 is a crushing move. I think you have to take this. So Norik should have an easy win here. So queen at a8, absolutely crushing. Okay. This is reasonable. Taking a free piece. Oh, that's mate. That's mate. Alt 19 has mate. Oh god, we don't get to see it. I'm sorry. So it was queen in the corner was mate. Great mate by Alt 19. That was clutch. We have about 5 minutes left in the arena. Pawn in. Could be good. Win a piece. There it goes. Oh, that seems like it's hanging. Oh, that's a free queen. That's mate. Queen is mate. Take the queen. Take the queen. Oh my god, these guys are not coordinated. That was mate immediately. Queen at e7. So there's might be shenanigans with... Okay, he's gonna attack. Is there mate here? Or rook mates? Rook at e2. They are downtime though. Gonna have to defend this square. This is interesting. Attacks the queen. Also attacks there. I think you can take this. Queen takes queen, then knight check. Okay, this is also good. It's the knight involved. So if queen takes, we can take that way. Alt 19 running out of pieces there. It's not no fault of his own. I think his partner sacked some. Um, it's going to be difficult to defend. Maybe no. I guess rook can take. Yeah, this is tough. He's just going king over. Okay. He is down some time. Are we going to need to move the rook? Probably get some left on up. A3. Okay, that's decent too. Nice defense by Alt 19. But it came down to a flag battle, and Alt 19 ran out of time. And the Russian team is very fast. We have about 1 minute left in the arena. I don't think this game will finish. Probably going to be aborted. I'm going to preemptively unfollow. Alt 19 playing very aggressively. I think he knows the tournament's about to end. Pawn takes knight here, I would. Oh, the game is aborted. But I would play pawn takes knight, given the arena is about to end. Gotta get something going. Okay, so let's check the final arena standings. Okay, so here are final arena standings. In first place, we have Graf 765 and candidate master Azat Ryan Gore. They are from Russia, and we have 21 wins out of 31 games for 62 arena points. In second place, we have Terra87 from Russia, and he's teamed with Zimenish from Scotland. They have 20 and a half wins out of 31 games for 56 arena points. In third place, we have Mazzarioli and Ladybug99 with 11 and a half wins out of 26 games for 32 arena points. Now, fourth place, I'm not sure about. So I would recommend Alt19 to message Gold Collector and message Midnight Fox about this and ask if they can qualify, because they were teamed for a lot of the arena, though not the whole thing. So I think fourth place ought to be Alt19 and Gold Collector. Well, maybe even third place should be Alt19 and Gold Collector. Probably fourth place should be Alt19 and Gold Collector. And they did not play all their games together. But if you take the lower score, we have Alt19 with 10 wins out of 18 games for 33 arena points. So I'd recommend messaging Midnight Fox and asking to qualify as a team together. If they don't qualify for some reason because they played a bunch of games not together, in that case, the fourth place team would be Norik62 and Simon1986, who have 9 wins out of 29 games for 20 arena points. Yeah, Jenny, that's what we were trying to figure out. So if we looked at players who've been partnered the whole time, then fourth place would be Norik and Simon. The monkey wrench here is that for a lot of the arena, I'd say at least half of the arena, Alt19 was partnered to Gold Collector. So they have different amounts of wins in games, like radically different. But they ended the arena partnered together for a long time. So it might be a good idea to accept Alt19 and Gold Collector. I think what we should be able to do, and I'm going to ask about this, is I think both teams can qualify. I think Simon and Namath can qualify, and also Alt19 and Gold Collector. And the reason being that we did not run arena number 7, so we have some extra slots available. So I'll ask about that. But if you're listening, Mind Sport Glasses, otherwise known as Alt19, I would recommend that you message Gold Collector and ask if he wants to be your partner in the group stage, and also message Midnight Fox and ask about that. And I'm going to ask about that myself. Anyway, we're going to end the stream now. We're going to find someone to raid. Does anyone have any suggestions? If so, please let me know. I'm going to check the chess category, see who's streaming. I see Woody Alien. I see FM John Curtis. But those are bigger streamers. Are there any smaller streamers that people have watched? If so, let me know. So I guess my inclination is to raid FM John Curtis if no one says anything different. So let's get that prepped. I do have to wake up right now to get ready for work. So we can't keep streaming or playing on our own. Congratulations to those who qualified. When is the draw for the group stage? Great question. So Carl, there's not going to be a draw. Players got mad last time when it became like a random draw, because randomly last year, a lot of very strong teams got put in the same group. So instead of a random draw, I think what we're going to do is try to balance the groups by looking at things like where people scored in the arena, so arena score, and also rating. So we're going to try to make the groups more balanced. So it'll be less random, um, and hopefully that'll happen in the next day or two. We just need to first we need to make sure who was qualified. So we need to confirm with the teams to make sure they want to play with each other and they're ready to go. But welcome in, Carl. Congratulations for doing so well. Also, if you check in the challenger section or the open section in the club for that, it's going to list who's qualified so far, and Midnight Fox tries to keep those lists accurate. So thanks for watching, everyone. We're going to send you off to FM John Curtis. I hope you all have a great day. Bye, everyone.